Okay, what we're going to do now is, now that we've got our new identity user, we're going to update our data context so that we can scaffold the tables that we need for this. So what we'll do is we'll open the data context.cs. Now, currently what we're doing is deriving from dbContext, but there's a special version of this that we can use called IdentityDbContext. And we'll specify IdentityDbContext, and then we specify the name of the user class that we've just created. And in this case, that's going to be app user. And if we use the quick fix, then we should be able to bring in ASP.NET Core Identity Entity Framework Core, which contains this particular class. Now, if you wasn't able to see the quick fix there, then what I'd suggest is you open up the terminal and at the solution level, just run the .NET restore command. Sometimes it picks it up straight away in VS Code, sometimes it doesn't, and you may need to do this command at the solution level in order to get the quick fix to work there and recognize this class in the Entity Framework Core Identity namespace. But this worked for me first time. So with this in place, we don't need to specify a new DB set for our app user. Everything's going to be taken care of by the IdentityDB context, and it's going to scaffold a lot of tables in our database related to identity. So what we can do is we can open up our terminal, and we're going to create a new migration. And whenever we create a new migration, it's important to stop our API server from running. So I've done that, and I'm just going to cd up into the solution folder, the reactivities folder, and we're going to create a new migration. So I'm going to say .NET EF migrations add. I'm going to call it identity added, and then I'm going to specify the project that contains the data context, which is persistence, and also the flag for the API for our startup project, and just press return. And we should get success. So let's see what this has given us. And if we go to our Solution Explorer and we take a look at our migrations folder and take a look at the new migration, let's see what this is going to do for us. Well, it's going to create a bunch of tables, one called ASP.NET Roles, one called ASP.NET Users. And if we take a look at the columns available in the Users table, then we've got all of this information, including the two fields that we added ourselves, the display name and the bio. But everything else is coming from ASP.NET Identity. And if we keep on scrolling down, we've got a table for role claims, a table for user claims, a table for user logins, a table for user roles, a table for user tokens, and that's about it. So quite a lot going on here, but we're only really interested in the users table for the time being, and we're going to be taking advantage of things like the username and the email that we get from there when we register new users into our application. So now we have this in place, what we're going to do is we're going to configure ASP.NET Identity in our application.